torch is carried by Rick Hansen.
Incredible, just unbelievable. Such an amazing moment.
I'm sure, you know, he enjoyed the whole experience.
Once in a lifetime opportunity. I was very grateful.
We like to kind of call it the most unlikely torchbearer story.
An unlikely story because on February 5th, 2010, Erin Boisvert had no idea she'd be carrying the Olympic torch. She was teaching that morning at an elementary school in Whistler when an official from the torch relay team showed up.
Somebody had dropped out, and they asked our teacher in charge at the time if there was anyone on staff who would be a good fit to be in the relay, and I was chosen.
Dressed in a men's extra-large torch relay tracksuit, Boisvert carried the torch through the Bayshores neighborhood with students, family, and friends lining the route.
Just so grateful that I was able to be a part of the relay.
Turns out Boisvert was carrying something else. During the games, she learned she was expecting her first child. Daniel Martin of the Tsleil-Waututh First Nation in North Vancouver was 17 when he carried the torch. Martin passed the flame to the late Chief Leonard George at the entrance to Kate's Park.
How big it was, you know, to do that. I mean, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But I'm sure, you know, he enjoyed the whole experience.
Martin's torch, uniform, and mittens are proudly displayed at the family's home. As the torch made its way to Vancouver for the opening ceremony, it was also carried by celebrities, Canadian athletes, and Olympians. Joy Farah was on the Canadian rowing team at the 1976 Olympics in Montreal. She ran with the torch in Coquitlam.
Unbelievably, just ecstatic. Just knowing the historical, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was very grateful.
Farah's torch is on display at Delta Municipal Hall, not far from where she lives. But she has a souvenir torch and her uniform, signed by, among others, Wayne Gretzky and skier Kathy Kreiner Phillips. As was the case almost everywhere the torch went, people lined the streets to see it. Organizing committee boss John Furlong believes the attitude of the community changed in those final days of the relay.
When it was coming into the last sort of 24, 36 hours, the public started to realize, oh my goodness. So the people of the city were just waiting and waiting and waiting. And in many ways, they became the difference makers.
There was also wild speculation about who would be the final torchbearer, the one to light the cauldron at BC Place Stadium. In the end, there turned out to be 5, including Paralympian and BC's man in motion, Rick Hansen. But Hansen had to audition for his part. The ceremony's producer didn't think he'd be able to wheel up a steep ramp to the stadium's elevated floor.
Well, as I looked at the ramp and I go, it's a good one. Thermal drive, Great Wall of China, but I think maybe we can do it. And so up we went and made it.
And he made it again opening night. A moment to cherish.
When I got to the top, it was just such a sense of pride and joy and feeling the energy of our country.